Welcome to Talking Trash, and this is our final installation at the Perm Trade Show talking about composting.
Okay, so we've talked about the 3 R's. We've talked about reducing, reusing, and recycling. Now what? Is there any way that you can get your waistline even smaller? And yes, there is.
Ta-da!
Composting, which is a really fun topic. People are really getting into composting now.
People are understanding and loving it. To understand that you can get up to 50% of your waste, your organic waste, your fruits and veggies, out of your waste stream, out of your garbage can, and into something, making something that's very beneficial for your garden, for your plants, for your lawn. It's a great thing, and it's fun. And
again, saving money, because you're not, if you're using this compost, super nutrient-rich stuff, you're not having to use the fertilizers. You're not having to buy that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's a wonderful product if you're doing it correctly. Once you've reduced and reused and recycled, there isn't much left in your trash except for your food, your food waste. And this is actually a bucket of, from my house, of what is compostable. Which generally are, your vegetable peelings and cores. But there's also some items that you wouldn't think are compostable. One thing was dryer lint. I seem to create a lot of dryer lint in my house for whatever reason. Now it can go in the compost bin instead of in the trash.
I love this.
The inside of the vacuum cleaner bag. We have 2 dogs, as I mentioned, and so when we vacuum, a lot of the inside of the vacuum cleaner bag is dog hair, and that dog hair is actually a very good thing for compost.
It's great.
Your coffee grounds and the filter can go right in the compost bin. Tea bag, put the whole thing in there. Even the little paper label is okay.
Yep. I put eggs. Eggshells are great for your compost bin. It provides some of those nutrients for your bin as it does when you eat the eggs.
Yep. One of the only things you want to avoid when you're composting are meat and dairy products. You don't want to be composting meat, mainly because it'll result in vermin problems.
Right. You'll have all kinds of critters you didn't realize you wanted at your bin.
And composting isn't an exact science. I don't know about you, Sandy, but I get a lot of calls, and people are almost a little nervous about starting compost because they feel they're going to mess it up.
I'm going to do it wrong.
Yeah, it's not that exact of a science. And so a lot of times, I can't answer specific questions about composting because you just need to try it. It's kind of hit and miss. We do have a lot of information on how to start composting, though. So don't be afraid to do it. You'll really it's pretty fun, and you might really get into it.
You can do indoor or outdoor, and we have an example of indoor composting with worms, vermicomposting, or you can do outdoor composting, which is yard waste, and we have a picture up here of a bin that you can make at home. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can use chicken wire and fence posting. You can use pallets. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, as long as you can contain the organics, which would be leaves and grass and your food waste. Contain it in a pile no bigger than 6 by 6 by 6, no smaller than 3 by 3 by 3. You need to have enough of a critical mass to create heat. The heat is what's going to get those microorganisms and things up into the pile to help break down, to help decompose what's in your compost pile.
And so our example here of a way that you can indoor compost, which is kind of a nice option in Minnesota because it's pretty hard to get anything to heat up outside and to do compost. You can add to your compost bin throughout the winter, but it's not going to actually be an active compost outside. So inside we have this vermicomposting tower, which is an option. In the top layer is where we lay the organics or the food. This actually is from the Ottawa County Recycling Center lunchroom, and we put our lunch waste in there, stuff that's compostable, and people bring things from home like lettuce and banana peels and that type of thing. You put that in that top layer, and the worms will come up and they will work on that food, they'll eat it. And then the bottom layer, you'll notice there's this spigot and there's a little jar there next to it. That has what we call worm tea, and that's the liquid that has drained through that composting bin. And it's so potent, you mix that 20-to-1 with water and then use that to water your plants. Super nutrient rich, good way to replenish your soil.
Not to drink, though. Don't drink it.
No, you don't want to drink it.
It wouldn't be very good.
And then the other layer in that bin is your actual, your worms in your compost, or your castings is really what it's called. twice a year we harvest our castings. So we lay out some plastic, we dump that bin out on top, and we separate the worms from the castings. And these are the gorgeous castings that you would then use in your garden or for your household plants.
Thanks for watching, and if you'd like Jess or I to come speak at one of your organizational events, please give us a call. Have a great day.